The first box arrived on a Tuesday afternoon. I remember because I was reorganizing the kitchen, not out of necessity, but nervous energy. Weddings create that strange illusion that if you align enough objects, your future will align itself too. The door opened without knocking. She stood there, slightly breathless, one hand gripping a medium-sized cardboard box like proof of something already decided. "Oh good, you're home. Not hello. Not is this a good time." Behind her, my fiancé appeared smiling, carrying another box. Then another. Then another. By the time my brain caught up, there were 15 of them. They formed an awkward skyline along my walls, towers of silent intention. Some labeled, some not. All impossibly heavy with implication. "These are my things," she said, brushing invisible dust from her coat. "I'm moving in right after you sign the papers." She said it lightly, almost playfully, like she was announcing a vacation plan. My fiancé laughed, an easy, affectionate laugh I'd once loved for its warmth. "Mom, you brought half the house." Half. Not why, not wait. Just participation. Something inside me shifted, but not sharply. No cinematic shock. Only a faint internal misalignment, like a picture frame tilting slightly off-center. "Oh," I said. It was the only honest word available. They kept moving. I kept watching. Every box placed felt less like storage and more like occupation. My apartment, my carefully negotiated independence, absorbing another person's permanence without discussion. But weddings teach you a dangerous reflex. Don't overreact. Everything is temporary stress. Families are complicated. Love means adjustment. That evening we ate dinner surrounded by cardboard. My fiancée seemed buoyant, energized. "She just needs stability for a while." For a while.
Yeah, you know how she is.
I did know. That was part of the problem. Over the next 2 days the apartment changed. Not dramatically, subtly. Her coat hung near mine, her shoes settled beside the door, kitchen cabinets rearranged under the logic of someone else's habits. Small things, small enough to feel unreasonable to question. Each time discomfort surfaced, it collided with the same internal voice. Don't become the difficult bride. It's astonishing how effectively social narratives silence intuition. The real fracture didn't come from her, it came from him. On Thursday night, I stood in the hallway holding one of the unopened boxes. My name was still on the lease, my furniture still filled the rooms. Yet the space already felt negotiated. "Did we talk about this?" I asked carefully. He looked genuinely confused. "Your mother moving in." He shrugged, casual, almost amused. "It's not a big deal. Not a big deal." 3 words capable of dissolving entire emotional landscapes. "It's temporary." "How temporary?" "We'll figure it out." That answer landed with a quiet finality I didn't expect. Because, "we'll figure it out," can mean collaboration, or it can mean postponement of a reality already chosen. I watched him, really watched him, for the first time in weeks. The optimism. The ease, the absence of conflict, and underneath it, something I had never named properly. Alignment. Not with me, but with comfort, with familiarity, with the gravitational pull of his mother's expectations. The wedding suddenly felt smaller, not unimportant, just not central. That night, I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I didn't deliver ultimatums. I lay awake staring at a ceiling that no longer felt like mine, while memory replayed itself in fragments, earlier compromises, dismissed irritations, moments where my unease had been gently rebranded as sensitivity. Patterns rarely announce themselves loudly. They accumulate quietly until recognition becomes unavoidable. Friday morning, the apartment was silent. He had left early for final preparations. His suit hung ready, his shoes polished, the future waiting neatly arranged. By noon, the apartment was empty, not dramatically. Methodically, clothes first, documents, small personal objects. The kind of exit that looks less like escape and more like correction. I left the furniture. I left the kitchenware. I left the 15 boxes exactly where they stood. Because this wasn't about reclaiming space, it was about defining boundaries. The note took longer than expected. Not because the words were difficult, but because precision matters when emotion is no longer the objective. By the time he woke up on Saturday morning, the apartment contained only silence, cardboard, and a single sheet of paper on the kitchen counter. No accusations, no theatrics, just clarity. I didn't leave because of your mother, I left because when something fundamental was decided about my life, my home, my boundaries. There was no conversation. Only assumption, only accommodation. Only, it's not a big deal. Marriage cannot be built on one person continuously adjusting to avoid discomfort. Love cannot survive where respect is treated as optional. This is not revenge. This is alignment, finally, with myself. I hope the wedding is beautiful. I imagine his confusion first, then disbelief, then that strange disorientation that comes when a narrative collapses without warning. But absence has its own authority. No confrontation can compete with an empty room. There was no victory in it, no satisfaction. Only an unfamiliar, steady sensation I hadn't felt in months. Relief, not loud, not triumphant, just quiet, just enough.